Welcome to the Shut Your
Hey
Mouth.
y'all, shut
La-
your mouth lounge.
yeah, like Addy said, it's episode number 123. I'm Alex, that's Addy, we got Pink here.
Hey there.
Alright, I want to start things off on a take that might be controversial.
Uh-oh.
The only way you can have New York pizza is with pineapple on top, which makes it no longer a New York pizza, and instead a Hawaiian pizza. Therefore, there is no such thing as good New York style pizza.
Yo, that's confusing. How many sticks are you gonna put on that thing?
Look, we need to make things categorized and clear, or else it's just all chaos. We live in a fucking society, man, where people... Oh, crap, what's the fucking Jason Alexander bit from Seinfeld? Who cares? Fuck it, we're not quoting Seinfeld today. Alright, hey, you got anything going up on your own channel, man? This week?
Possibly, I did record Titanfall 2,
Alright.
and I went a little bit crazy.
Ooh. Well, I think anyone would go a little bit crazy playing Titanfall 2, because to my understanding, that's supposed to be one of the best FPSs of the past decade, and it's not getting a fucking sequel.
No, I was playing the freaking story mode.
No, I know, people love the story mode for that game.
Hey, it's alright.
Well, the story isn't what people talk about.
Yeah, the movement is the big thing about that game. The guns suck. I'll come out and say it.
Well, it was made by ex-Call of Duty developers. Am I alone in
Like-
feeling like the shooting in Call of Duty... Am I alone in feeling that the shooting in Call of Duty is actually pretty bad?
Oh no.
Like, I mean, with the high standards being, let's say... What would you guys say is the high standard for good-feeling guns in first-person shooters?
Siege?
Yeah, Siege is pretty high up there. Killing Floor?
I don't know. I didn't like most of the guns in Killing Floor.
I think Siege is the only first-person shooter I've played that has released within the past decade.
Nice.
Anything else beyond that probably would have been like 2005-ish, maybe.
I didn't put a qualifier on for within the last decade.
Well, I wouldn't say any of the games from 2005 are any good, though, anyway, so...
Yeah, there's some old FPSs that I'd much rather play than a modern FPS.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this week I actually did play a 90s FPS this week. So, hey, I did do something this week. Look at that.
Oh, man.
So, Addy, did you get to actually say what you were releasing on the channel this week?
Possibly
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking brain.
I don't know why we were talking about Titanfall 2 there.
My
It came out of nowhere.
Some
But yeah,
days, man, some days.
That I'm probably gonna take a while to release another review because for one, I don't really want to rush them. For two, none of the games have sparked my interest in actually writing about them.
Yeah.
None of the games I've played recently, anyways. Because like I could do reviews on fighting games, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So that
You know better than most regular IGN critics that are hired to write about them.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not paid to make an ass out of myself. So
Yeah.
and I'd rather not do it for free.
Well, the thing is, if you were like Daigo skill level or Sonic Fox skill level, you wouldn't be writing about fighting games. You'd be going and playing them for money.
True.
Someone's got to fucking write about them.
But yeah, so like, I'll probably take a couple of weeks just to actually get a backlog of reviews, so I can actually take time and make reviews. Because like, I can get a review out in a day if I really freaking put my mind to it and I've played the game recently. But the the end result shows. So
Yeah.
I'd rather it be freaking like the Shadow of the Colossus review that nobody watched. That was actually a good review, from what I remember, but I might be wrong.
All right, and Pink, you got anything coming out on your channel?
Yes, I do. I'll be having more Stronghold coming out this week. I don't really have any set days, so it's just sort of whenever I am available and have time to remember and actually upload things. So yeah.
All right. So, I don't think I've got anything coming out on my channel this week. So, yeah, that's probably not happening. As for the group channel, we have got coming out this week. What day is it? Oh, okay, yes. So this week we've got the first episode of The Return of Minecraft.
Oh boy.
Yeah. As well as Addie's birthday special.
Oh boy.
What we do there is a surprise.
We get cursed.
Yes. For Addie's birthday, he just transfers his curse to all of us so he may be free.
Yeah. The reason MK9 now runs on my PC is because it doesn't run on yours anymore.
Oh no! Alright then. Pink, what you been up to this past week, man?
Oh, not much. I started reading Nova, the Marvel Now series from like 2012, written by Jeff Loeb and illustrated by Ed McGuinness.
Would this be Dick Ryder or the one after?
Sam Alexander, the one after.
Is it not a little awkward to ask Jeff Loeb to write a Sam Alexander comic?
I'm pretty sure Jeff Loeb is the guy who wanted and pushed for writing a Nova comic.
That would be starring Sam Alexander, the character based off his deceased son.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess that makes sense. Just seems a little awkward and a little... It seems like it might be a bit intensely personal, you know?
Loeb was a bit intensely personal around that time, so yeah.
Yeah, well, Loeb is one of those writers where there is a very clear designation, like a point in his career where he just changed entirely.
Right.
And it is one of the easiest to directly say when it happened, because it was the death of his son.
Indeed.
Where he went from one of the best writers in the business to one of the most...
Whoopsie daisies.
Yeah.
Ultimatum.
Well, he's not as bad as Bendis, that's for certain.
Bendis was never good, though.
That Bendis, if you like... I don't know, I've heard good things about Alias, so there's that. But, I mean, like... Can you think of any other writers who have had, like, such a fall from grace in comics, but not in terms of, like, doing shitty things in real life or having weird political views, like good old Frank, Daredevil Born Again?
Miller.
Frank Miller, yeah, Frank Miller. But, like...
I mean, nothing immediately comes to mind, but I'm sure there are quite a few.
Alan Moore has his weird sex stuff, but that's a little different. But, like, other than that, in terms of, like, a comic book writer going from notoriously good to notoriously bad is just weird, you know? Was there ever a time where Jeff Johns was okay? Like, I feel like people have always loved his run on Justice Society. Oh, there he goes.
He'll be back.
He will. He always comes back. Sorry about the little comic book minute, Addy, but, you know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
We're not nearly as bad about going off on Star Wars or comic book tangents as we used to be.
No, not really, no.
And now when you and I do our fighting game tangents, we just give it its own show.
Yeah.
And Soon isn't here to bitch about any of this. Oh, man. You know, Mike's been wanting to come on the podcast again, and boy, if we were to talk about fucking tangents, and that'd be... You remember how long did episode 100 go on?
5 hours.
I thought it was like 6.
I can check.
That man is the tangent machine. That man is the tangent engine.
That's his wee skill too.
Yeah. So, Pink, didn't Jeff Johns do some good stuff early in his career, and he just kind of, around the time he became DC's editorial, he started shitting the bed real bad?
Yeah, when I got dropped out of the call, that was like one of the first names that came to mind. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because, like, I remember enjoying a lot of his earlier stuff. He had I think I've brought this up before, but he did have a run with the Avengers sometime back in the mid 2000s or early 2000s, I want to say, that I thought was very good. But yeah, once he went to DC and became like their version of Bendis, it's like it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, well, as soon as you're like, oh, you're the version of something awful, well, it's going to be hard to go from there. There's a shithead at the other company. We need you to be our equivalent. Oh, so you want me to be a shithead? Yeah, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
All right, so I sorry to butt in, but I looked up how long freaking episode 100 was because it came up while you were comping.
Nice.
So both of us were wrong. It wasn't 5 hours and it wasn't 6. It was 9.
Oh my fucking god! Right, that does make sense. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how Mike does it. That was incredible. If Mike comes on the podcast again, we need to have a point where just like fucking stop.
We need to put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
3 hours is a max. That's all you're getting from us.
Oh man. All right. So, did you do anything else this? What did you? My short-term memory is going to shit. I've already forgotten what Pink said he was doing this week.
I was reading Nova.
Okay, so Sam
That's-
Alexander is like, to me, the least favorite out of Marvel's early 2010s crop. To me, he just seemed the most astoundingly generic. Reading his own comic, is he actually alright?
So far, I'd say the comic is kind of all over the place pace-wise. Because I've not really got a firm understanding of his character or any of his supporting characters.
That's early 2010s Marvel for you.
Yeah, and chronologically speaking, the story is kind of all over the place. Because, the story goes that his dad was a Nova Corps member. So, the book starts off and he's telling Sam about all his adventures back when he was in the Nova Corps. And it's like, okay, this is a flashback from 17 years ago. And he's mentioning Rocket and Gamora, who, Guardians of the Galaxy chronologically did not exist 17 years ago, even in Marvel 2012.
Well, I mean, it would have... Well, were they Guardians, first of all? Because Rocket and Gamora were around before Guardians.
Rocket and Gamora were around well before Guardians, but 17 years ago, the Guardians of the Galaxy...
Probably
I
would have been
don't
those
think
original
their version
shitbirds.
officially existed. When did they even become a thing? 2008?
No, Pink. The Guardians of the Galaxy is much, much older than that.
No, I'm talking about the newer incarnations, the ones that actually feature Rocket and Groot and Gamora.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because, yeah, old Guardians, that's from like 1967. Newer Guardians, they came after the Annihilation Wave,
Yes.
which was mid-2000s, 2006 or 7.
Yes. 2000, it was the same time as Civil War. Because they explicitly said Iron Man and Captain America and all them are not helping because they're too busy beating each other up.
Right.
Like, there's even a section where Nova looks down at Earth and he's like, man, they don't know about any of this shit going on because they're too busy killing each other.
What a bunch of losers.
Like, legitimately, like, Nova or Star-Lord is like, those fucking idiots down there are too busy killing each other to help us stop the end of the fucking universe. Boy, the late 2000s really just was the era of the Avengers are fucking shitheads, isn't it?
Right.
Anyone who was not an Avenger, like Daredevil or Star-Lord, half their dialogue was, the Avengers fucking suck, man. Alright. And does he explicitly state Rocket and Gamora were Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Okay, that's... Solo just didn't do his fucking research.
The timeline is a little bit messed up, but it's forgivable, I suppose.
Now, I assume that Sam Alexander's dad is for some reason named Jeff Alexander?
No, it's Jesse.
Close enough, actually.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing.
So, I think there was a problem with like the early 2010s new kids of Marvel. And that Kamala Khan perhaps had a little bit of character, but otherwise Miles Morales is like, okay, what's Miles Morales' primary character trait? He's black. Okay,
Right.
okay, but what's his character? He's black. That's not a character. So is Sam Alexander's primary character trait, he's half Hispanic?
No, they actually don't mention that at all in the first 3 issues in, I want to say, and I don't think they've mentioned that at all. They've not, to my recollection, they have not mentioned his heritage whatsoever. So,
Huh.
yeah, it was a bit surprising. I guess because Hispanics technically will often fall into the white categorizations.
Maybe. It may also just be that in space there aren't any aliens who are racist against Mexicans. Anything else to say about it?
I enjoyed the art a lot. Ed McGuinness is a fantastic artist. Not one of my favorites because I prefer a more realistic style, but still very great artist. Outside of that, no. It's like so far, it's good. I enjoy it. Richard Rider will always be my Nova, but I enjoy the new kid enough.
And can I just say, for the longest time, I didn't understand the whole like fandom behind Dick Rider. Up until
How dare you?
Well, up until I read Annihilation, then I started because the way I don't know if like Annihilation is a vital point for the Dick Rider fan base. I assume it is.
I think that's where a lot of... I mean, Nova was always a quote-unquote fan favorite, where a lot of people enjoyed him, but not a lot of people enjoyed him enough to actually buy his books. So that's why he'd always have a bunch of miniseries, or his series would always be canceled after a few issues. It's like, I want to say his first series that he had got canceled, and then they had to tie up all the strings in like the Fantastic Four issues that released after that, and they like didn't touch him for another 5 years.
I hate that when they have to finish up a run in somebody else's comic.
Right.
But like,
So
my understanding of Dick Rider was that like his central character revolves around him being a young hotshot up until Annihilation happens, and that forces him to become pretty much a grizzled old soldier.
that's where he becomes his adult form.
Yeah, he evolves. Complete with the little Pokemon sequence and everything.
Right.
He just comes out. His armor's chipped a little bit. He's got some Rob Liefeld ammo pouches, and he's got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think I pretty much just perfectly described the Annihilation design for Nova. Anyways, carry on.
I don't think I had anything more to say after that.
Did you do anything else this week?
No, I did not.
Coronavirus, huh?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Eddie.
I'm always working, and if I'm not working, I'm at home.
Eddie, can I mention that for some reason my family keeps asking, like, has Addie said that the coronavirus changed anything for him? And every time I say, like, Addie didn't leave the house anyways.
Yeah.
Eddie, what's been going on over there?
Yeah, y'all are freaking going crazy in isolation. It's my whole life. Self-isolation has been the past 20 years for me. I'm 20 years old. So...
You adopted the quarantine. I was born in it, molded in it.
Yeah, molded by it, you mean?
Molded by... I don't know the quotes. I never watched that stupid movie.
I didn't see the outside until I was already a man.
Surprisingly true. Shit. Anyway, yeah. So, I finished Still Bar Run.
Okay, is it actually the best JoJo? Because that's what everybody says.
It's up there. It's probably my second favorite after part 2.
Alright.
Freaking Johnny.
He's American, so you call him Johnny.
Yeah, so he's not great, but he grows as time goes on. So I appreciate that freaking classical hero's journey, whatever.
All right, and
Gyro Zeppeli is probably one of the best characters in the whole series, any season.
I always hear a lot of praise for the Zappelis. Yeah.
Gyro is probably the best out of them. If I want to be honest.
All right.
Gyro alone does callbacks to other freaking parts of JoJo, despite not having anything to do with them. Is cool in his own right. Also, is a mentor figure to Johnny. Dude literally dies saying, "Lesson 4, kid. Just look at me. I'm dead. This is lesson 4."
Lesson 4, I'm fucking dead. Blah.
Yeah, basically. And
And Johnny just
like
goes, such a good mentor. What would I do without him?
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, throughout the actual journey through America, because the story is this like race from one coast to the other,
Yeah.
and so throughout the journey, both of them grow and learn from each other. After Gyro's death, Johnny legit just becomes Gyro. Like in the closing closing scenes that he has.
Wait, after he dies, is Johnny just like, lesson 5, I am now you?
No, but Gyro has this characteristic laugh that at least the wiki describes it as a laugh. I just thought it was a vocal thing that he does.
Yeah.
That's like yo-ho. Freaking goofy.
Yeah, he's goofy.
He is. That's funny because one of the main antagonists of Part 6 was Mickey Mouse, but
Nice.
yeah, so Gyro does that throughout the whole journey, and then after Gyro's dead, Johnny starts doing it.
Nice.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. The actual race part of the story was a bit shit because the one of the worst characters got the win in the end, and no, like legit, that guy had a stand. He was a minor antagonist. Guy has a stand. His stand ability is being lucky. That's how he wins the race.
Nice.
Being lucky.
This has been something that shows up so many times. Superpowered luck is the best superpower.
Yeah.
Because, Pink, you definitely remember that part from Deadpool 2 where Domino just pulls off stupid bullshit because luck is her power.
Those are some of the best sequences in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do none of that with Poco Loco. That's the thing. It's not played up to be funny or fun. It's just a thing that happens and he wins.
Yeah, that's pretty much Domino for the X-Men as well. There's a fucking part where a full-blown armored truck explodes, detonates, flips, lands on Domino in perfectly just the right way to be shaped around her, rolls with her in it, and then she comes out unscathed.
Ah.
Like, luck is the best superpower, by far. It
But
is
yeah,
just,
so
God is on your side now. Go.
Yes. Speaking of, in the other universe in JoJo, the one that was canon up until now. Yeah, in that universe, arrows gave you stand powers. In this universe, Jesus gives you stand powers.
Nice.
Legit. You find Jesus' parts. That's what the actual thing is about. That's making freaking Jesus into a transformer, more or less. But, yeah, so stupid shit.
Okay,
I've
got a question. Were the original stand arrows made out of pieces of the True Cross?
No, they were made out of a meteorite.
Oh, okay. So it went from aliens to Jesus, I see.
Yes. But like legit Jesus, by which I mean that one of the characters who is the female protagonist, I guess I could call her Lucy Steele, she just goes near Jesus' corpse and Jesus shows up for her.
Nice.
So, Also, she kind of becomes pregnant with she becomes pregnant in that it looks like pregnancy, but she actually is just turning into Jesus' corpse. For some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. She also has the freaking worst luck ever. So Lucy Steele, basically the female protagonist of the whole thing, 14 years old, already in a marriage, according to what people know.
Well, it was the
Now they actually do.
it
Yeah,
was the 1800s.
it was. It was the end of it, but it was still. They actually do a good twist with that because the guy she's married to, they're not actually married. In fact, he just bought her from the mafia so that she wouldn't be a prostitute and plans to just raise her as his own, more or
Oh.
less.
Well, that's
So-
nice at least.
Yeah, that's nice. The freaking Funny Valentine, president of the United States, not so much. So
I mean,
Long
admittedly,
sto-
there
yeah.
were some pretty dirty presidents in the real world around that time as well. So,
yeah, so long story short, Funny Valentine rapes Lucy Steele.
oh, great.
Yeah.
Pink, was there not a president around that time who was known for some weird business behind closed doors like that?
What time frame are we talking? Because
Late 1800s.
hmm,
There's definitely at least one who's known for having several behind closed doors affairs.
yeah.
I don't remember if there were any presidents that were accused of rape or pedophilia. I don't
What
think
the
so.
hell is happening? Shit's going bad on my end.
Alright, if you want to mute yourself, I can take over for a little bit.
I'll just leave and see what happens.
Alright. So, hey, on my,
Now it's fixed. Yay.
oh, tech. There's a tech problem. I thought, like, people were barging into the room or something. Daddy?
Yeah, no, the Discord just freaking like this Discord just cut out altogether for a bit, and then it tried to initiate a freaking camera call or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd love
Also, I
to see
just-
a camera call where no one has cameras, so it's just our fucking avatars floating in space.
That's what happened.
That's stupid.
But so there's one last thing I want to point out about this JoJo part, and that is the stand name of Funny Valentine. If I find the freaking localized version, so the actual stand name is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of this. Go.
Let me find the actual name.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know, not off the top of my head.
I do.
Okay, give me a sec. I think I might have found it.
So, Pink, in JoJo, superpowers are always named after American music or songs or musical acts or what have you.
Right.
So this guy's superpower is named Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap in Japan.
Oh yeah. I found it. So
Over here, when they translate it into English, it is called...
filthy acts at a reasonable price.
Yeah! I fucking love it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah.
Oh,
There's-
fuck's sake.
Also, things like scary monsters turn into frightening monsters.
See, that was not too bad. That was not too bad. But, like,
But
think of a guy using his superpower and he yells, "Dirty deeds done dirt cheap," versus a guy using his superpowers and he yells, "Filthy acts at a reasonable price." Because it sounds like he's starting a fucking sale commercial.
yeah,
Come on down
Oh.
to Bob and Joe's Hitmanery. We got filthy acts at reasonable prices.
but yeah, the the funny thing is, Funny Valentine, main antagonist of the freaking series, the actual story doesn't end with his death, cause Kono Dio da. Dio is summoned from an alternate universe where he has the world, but still looks like he did in Steel Bar Run. And guess what? Johnny freaking dies.
Yeah, that's pretty much his job. 'Cause
Yeah.
isn't Jonathan's primary existence within JoJo as a series is his point is he dies?
No, Johnny actually doesn't die.
What?
That's the thing. So here's what happens. Johnny has this ability that is basically because Johnny Dees is on dirt cheap, can traverse between the multiverse. Don't ask. So Johnny's stand ability is being able to shoot through the multiverse, so Funny Valentine can't escape.
Oh.
And basically, Dio hit Johnny with his own shot, which means that Johnny dies in all multiverses at the same time. But he still has some time to reverse it somehow. Because it takes some time to die, I guess, in all multiverses.
Okay.
So, Dio won. Lucy Steele, the female protagonist, is actually the one who kills Dio, despite not having any stand powers. So, good on her. The only reason that freaking Johnny doesn't die is because Lucy's husband, the guy who organized the whole race, is just happening to go by horse there and picks up Johnny, and he just so happens to need a horse to reverse the freaking universe-bending bullet. And apparently something bad happens in Part 8, but I have no freaking... I have no drive to read Part 8.
Part 8 has not actually finished yet.
I think it might have, or it might be like going towards the end, but like I hated I hated original freaking Josuke, so I don't think I like Josuke just because he has twice the balls. And
Wait, isn't Josuke like the protagonist of Part 4?
yeah,
So we're skipping over Jotaro and Joseph?
Steel Baron is parts 1 through 3, all in one.
So Joseph and Jotaro show up at some point?
No. Well, in 8, there is a Joseph Joestar who looks like the main universe Joseph, but he doesn't show up, I don't think. So I don't freaking know, but in like universe wise, part 1 does the things that part 1 through 3 did. So
let me get this straight.
Yeah.
There's a race. We got Johnny and we got Good Dio. Good Dio gets fucking murked.
I wouldn't call him good Dio. Dio who tries to help the good guys once and dies because of it.
But he isn't a monster like original universe Dio. He's just kind of a selfish ass.
The guy's a literal dinosaur.
I'm sorry, what?
Diosaur.
I don't understand.
Dio's stand in the Steel Baron universe is Scary Monsters, which allows him to turn into a dinosaur.
Cool.
And not just himself, he can turn other people into dinosaurs. And by dinosaurs, I mean raptors, because apparently those are the only dinosaurs that exist.
Radical.
But, yeah.
I don't see where this makes Dio a bad person.
I mean, you called him a monster.
Oh. See, I meant monster in the moral sense.
Yeah. There is one funny point that they do with Dio's ability, because he can turn other things into raptors as well. So he turns 2 guards into raptor freaking candles or whatever, lamps.
Okay.
But yeah, never explained. We never revisit that. But yeah, Dio is morally bad. Like original Dio is morally bad because he's in it for the money, and he sells out everything because of the money. The worst part is with Dio's new setup, which is like Dio's new setup is kind of like his old was, but with how they made him not murder a dog in the first episode. Because of how there's a chance that he might be good. They actually could have given his narrative a new coat of paint. They didn't.
Well, I mean, knowing how Japan handles things, the fact that he did one good thing, I think, is supposed to redeem him entirely.
I don't know, because like actual Steel Baron Dio did redeem himself, I guess, that way. But yeah, we get Dio like 3 chapters later, and he's just freaking Stardust Crusaders Dio.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's one of those things of like, JoJo has an iconic antagonist that they killed very, very early in the series, so they're like, fuck it, we'll bring him back for a little bit. A little bit more Dio for everyone.
I mean, Dio was one of the better antagonists that they had.
Well, he's the only one that's iconic, I know that.
Yeah. I mean, Kira was alright, but he was too weird for him to become iconic.
I've only ever heard good things about Poochie.
Who?
Poochie.
Oh, Pucci, yeah. I heard Poochie, and I'm like, wait, dog?
I think the same thing every time someone mentions Poochie. I just think of the fucking JoJo character being like, I must go now. My planet needs me.
Yeah, that's why I say it's Pucci.
Okay.
That was long on ooh sound, but yeah. Pucci's okay. He's definitely not as weird as Kira. But and he like Pucci has some moral like you can kind of understand why Pucci is doing shit, but at the same time he is like like basically Pucci is more or less what Catholic priests are made up to be without the pedophilia. So a small bit better.
I thought Oh, excuse me. I thought Poochie's thing was that he loved Dio.
Yes.
And Dio
Yes.
wanted to end the world, so Poochie goes to end the world in Dio's name.
I don't exactly remember the end of Stone Ocean as for what actually happens with the freaking time travel shit. But from what I gathered with what's happened, Pucci didn't as much try to end the world as much as he tried rewinding the world by going forward too much so that Dio may live, maybe.
Oh, that worked out well for him.
Yeah, that
Dio
really
actually died twice. Good work, Poochie.
Not only did Dio die twice, the Dio that he loved ceased existing because he ended the universe.
Right, he was in love with crazy evil Dio from part 3, who didn't happen because Dio in the New World died a relatively okay person.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, still. I tried out Nier Automata.
Ooh, okay.
So, I have decided that I will come back to this game later when I freaking won't be waking up at 4 a.m. so that I won't fall asleep while playing the game.
Okay.
Otherwise...
I have heard it has very relaxing music, so...
I wouldn't call it relaxing. I mean, for each their own, I guess. But yeah. So, the thing with that is that I died and got the bad end, and then the game wanted to restart from the beginning, and I'm like, okay, no, not now.
Permadeath? Are you serious?
Yes, for a while there is permadeath, because the game does say that there is a save mechanic, and there is a save option in the freaking in the menu, but yeah, you need to go through the story to unlock saving. And when you boot the game up, it even lets you know that this game does not feature an autosave feature. So,
okay, that is a game that I've heard has like a million endings and a million different plot routes that can go depending on the choices you make and the gameplay you do. Like, Nier Automata is one game I've heard of that people like will play through the game 10 fucking times. So, I guess that's a big warning about the way that game is.
Yeah. So, like, I'm not gonna say that the game sucks, because I just died and freaking got the permanent ending, but I'm definitely not in the space to play it right now, just because I don't have enough attention span due to freaking waking up at 4 a.m.
Alright,
So that And what else? I did play Tekken Tech 2, but that's for the freaking other show.
Yep. Catch that later on Fighting Games R, every second or fourth Tuesday of every month. Yeah. Well, I guess it's every other Tuesday. Yeah, it's just every other Tuesday. Every other Tuesday. Yeah, there you go. That works. All right, and anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. For my week, I did some schoolwork. I worked on the wiki, blah, 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 business as usual there. The only thing that was kind of unique I did was I got to play an old FPS. See, I saw this series on YouTube that I didn't feel was... It's gotten very big recently, you know, getting upwards of 1 million views. But I'm not too terribly huge on it. It's Half-Life, but the AI, the NPCs are self-aware. It's not a very great series. It has its moments. But the key thing is, watching it made me want to play Half-Life 1 again. So I went back and I played Half-Life 1 again. That is a game, you know how there are some games that the first playthrough will take you 10 hours and the second playthrough will take you 2?
Yeah.
Half-Life 1 is one of those games. I did not finish the game, I probably got to the halfway point. But boy, if you know what you're doing in that game, it gets a lot shorter. Because you'll just skip entire fucking sections of the game because you're like, oh, I can just jump here. Alright, well, that I just skipped a level. Great. One of my favorite parts of the fucking game is that there's an entire level called On a Rail, where you have to travel through an underground rail system underneath the Black Mesa lab, right? You're going through the entire thing taking a rail car trying to get to an upper level. You can skip the entirety of that level because just earlier they gave you a couple crates full of trip laser mines that you can place on the walls, and they are considered physical objects within the game. And there is one area at the very beginning of the level where you can see the end of the level, but unfortunately it's just the floor above you and there is no ladder or stairs. And someone figured out that if you put the fucking trip laser mines on the wall, that you can step on them. So people just use 4 of them to make a fucking staircase and skip the entire level.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sorry for butting in, but I just wanted to talk about this really funny exploit, I guess. That's not really an exploit. In this small freaking this game was Eurojank before Eurojank. I don't even know which Iceland spawned it. But
which Iceland? There's
no,
more
I genuinely
than one?
I genuinely don't know where it came from, but it's this game called The Sniper. That's its name. It's completely if you bought it in Hungary, it's completely in Hungarian, which means that it's somewhere local, probably Russia. But yeah, so that game has this really interesting glitch in that if you jump by pressing space and then press control to crouch in the air and then keep spamming those 2 buttons, you fly.
Oh, because...
Just straight up fly.
Crouching resets your jump state in the air. I see. That's awesome.
Let me see if I can find that freaking footage so I can show it to y'all later. But yeah, so that we were doing freaking speedrunning before speedruns were a thing, which I didn't know because the speedrunning was freaking the tactics were locked to this one game that didn't function.
There are some good games with hilarious speedrun exploits. I'm sure I've mentioned to you guys the fucking Psychonauts flying bubble glitch before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here I want to ask Pink, because Pink I think would have one we've not heard, because Pink's entirely different than us on gaming. Pink, what is your favorite exploit in any video game?
I feel like you've asked me this.
Would there have been a good exploit in one of the WWE games?
Yeah, I had mentioned one time where previously in 2K19, it was the managers that you could edit in the Superstar Studio thing and make them actual wrestlers and not locked to the managing role.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah,
And there is the Triple H knee, of course.
of course. How could anyone forget that?
If there was an exploit to easily beat people, I would have probably eventually beaten that fucking 2K14 boss fight against Undertaker. We did find out that I'm the only one in this group who didn't beat Taker, right?
I think so, yeah, because I did.
Okay, so I'm the one who sucks the most at WWE games. Good to know.
I mean, to be fair, I just used freaking steel chairs.
I tried that, and Taker was like, no. Teleportation. He just did fucking Vega teleports on my ass.
I think what I did, I was playing as Batista. I just took him to the outside, grabbed the steel steps, went up to the stage area, or the entrance ramp, because, he can't do any of his special counters on the outside of the ring, so I just wailed on him for about 20 minutes out there, then rolled him into the ring and got the submission on him.
Nice. And you got the submission, too, just that extra bit of humiliation.
Right. Hey, and don't underestimate the Batista bite. He used that in a whole 2 matches.
Yeah. What fucking wise guy decided to give Batista a submission finish? Alright. So yeah, Half-Life 1's a nice, good, clean, classic 90s FPS. It does have bunny hopping. And
nice.
Yeah, easier than in any other game. Because there are a lot of games like Quake where bunny hopping is like this weird fucked up technique where you have to like crouch jump sideways while also aiming at a specific direction. Yeah, no, Half-Life bunny hopping is just hit the spacebar right as you land and Gordon will launch another jump with equal momentum. So, only problem is that he carries the full momentum and it's very difficult to steer it. So if you need to go in one direction very fast, that's your ticket, but otherwise, good luck. Once the Gordon train gets rolling, it's very hard to turn. Alright. And other than that, don't think I've really done anything worth note. So, folks, you should all hope that Hattie says bye.
Cheerio.
Yeah!
We're British now. Later, folks.